Hello, YouTube. We are back with some more commentary. I am joined by my highwayman, the brother from another mother, TJ, my pinhead.
I love the way you talk about me. Makes me all bubbly. Makes my heart go doki doki.
Oh my. But we've got a relatively, I guess if you want to call it like meta matchup here. We've got two of the probably stronger decks in the BT-15 format going up against each other. We've got Josh playing blue-based Melga on the left and Stag playing Levia on the right. I think both decks are going to be cooking. I think Melga will get hit with the restriction list come March, so we'll be slowed down a tad bit, but I still think a pretty strong deck moving forward regardless. Probably not as strong, but still very, very strong nonetheless. And I think Levia is going to be here to stay for the next couple of sets too, you know, with just how strong it is removal-wise, aggression-wise, and sort of just wide board deletion. Levia does it all. So I think both decks are going to be around for a while, so it should be a good showcase.
Yeah, I agree.
But before we hop into the video, just a quick plug for our socials. You know, we have the link tree in the video description below, along with the website for Sully's Abode, which is the local card shop that we go to every Thursday. They host digi and a ton of other card games. You know, they've got locals pretty much every day for a ton of different games, including One Piece, Shadowverse, Vanguard, Magic. Like, they've got everything. So if you're interested and in the Chicagoland area, feel free to check them out. If you want to meet us and play with us with Digi, we're there every Thursday, like I said, about 6:30 p.m. We've also included the event page for our box tournament, which is in the description below as well. Tickets are live. Tournament is going to go on March 9th. So if you're looking for some regionals practice, just a chill time playing Digi with the boys, look no further. We're here to host it for you. So hopefully we can catch you over there. Should be a good time, so please do feel free to check it out. And without further ado, let's hop right into the Rumble over here.
So, I've been loving this, like seeing all the play expression with Levia.
Yeah,
and all the different like deck variations for it. It's been really cool to see.
Yeah, I think we touched upon this when we first recorded it. How we almost felt like it was similar to like Yellow Vaccine in a way, where like a lot of different play styles are coming out. Yeah,
like where it's well, I think play style is still conceptually still the same, but in terms of like your base that you use to climb up to the kaiju himself, because Levia himself is such like an independent card. That's just kind of good no matter what. He's especially good when paired with, you know, Biting Crush and Drago.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been really neat to see all the different deck variations for it.
Yeah. Because, I mean, even within our locals itself, right? Like, Stack has his own build. You have a pretty unique build as well. Justin has his own build that he's been cooking with, and I've been trying to construct my own too. So, like, there's different ways to do it, and it's just a really fun deck in general.
Yeah.
So we see a pretty good start from both players. Josh has a mat established, which is huge gas for Garuru just in general. Being able to like search, gain memory, all for just a 3-cost hammer. I think it's just super, super good.
Yeah, I mean it's dumb. There's a reason. There's a reason it's getting hit. I mean that's not really the main reason it's getting hit is because it's too splashable in other decks. But
yeah. But I mean, the Guru X paired with the Mat Tamer is just, I mean, it's crazy how much cycle you're able to do.
Yeah, for sure.
And now having 2 mats on board, like Josh with the inheritables that he has established in his stack is going to be gaining memory. Almost essentially like guarantees himself to go to at least 3 memory. But the stack does die. As we see a Levia come out of stacks, like just hard digivolving into a Levia, which I think is the one boon to Melga is that effect interaction. There's no protection against it, so like it can get bounced, it can get deleted, and it just has no protection against it. It's probably like the one crux that it has in general.
Yeah.
But I think Josh has pretty good setup here. I mean, he's got 2 of the new mat set up, a memory setter mat, which basically, if he's got a Garuru X, well, now that the mat is gone, but if it is a Garuru X, is like guaranteeing himself a lot of memory. Stack just goes into a Levia X to pop the mat, which unfortunately ends up dying on the first check.
Yeah, it's like Levia X can die to so few things in security. He's set up for 3 checks, big guy, ready to rule the world, and it's of course a Death X the first thing he hits, which is just super unlucky.
Yeah. And here now I think Stack is just sort of stuck because it's just like, what do you do? You know, like...
Yeah.
The best thing you can hope for is just choke Josh to 1 as he does here with the Siako and hope he doesn't have all the pieces, but that's a tall order in my opinion.
Yeah.
So we see Josh pass turn with the Garuru X, or Garuru, which is fair. You know, I think just set up for the next turn since he doesn't have the Garuru X. Stack is digging, plays out the Dragu with the X-Antibody underneath, so we'll be able to go into the Levia X to pop a Tamer and the Gabu X, which is pretty good turn. But still, unfortunately, sets Josh to 3, which is always scary with Garuru. Goes ahead and swings jamming for a check, pitches 1 to restand, and here we just see Garuru things happening. Swinging, restanding, jamming, all the things. So Garuru then goes into play, goes into it for a reduced cost, so basically essentially for free off of the Protoform. Pitches 2 to restand and goes into the new BT-15 Melga. BT-15 Melga will just essentially force his stacks to like keep his bodies unsuspended. Will swing for 1 check. Pitching a card off of the Garuru effect to pop the Siako, and then will restand off of his own inherent effect. Hits a Biting Crush, which unfortunately looks like Stack can't pitch anything. Has to pitch another Biting Crush.
Yeah, so he just evades, which allows him to unsuspend, and then...
Yeah, Omni for game.
Again, then puts Omni, yeah.
Dirty.
Woof!
Dirty.
It's just... That's Melga.
And the fact that the new BT-15 Melga not only allows you to warp from a Gabu into this big guy, so like in the late game, you can essentially buy yourself a turn. Yeah. You also have evade, and it's an all turns unsuspend, so you can essentially like, if you time it correctly and nothing is like interruptive per se. I know interruptive is a bit of a trigger word, but I don't know any other word right now at this moment in time because my brain is dead. But like, as long as the things sequence in the right way, you can essentially just evade and resuspend to proc evade again. So it's just absolutely nasty.
Yeah. It does not get around solo target Levia though.
Correct.
That is one nice thing for Levia. Levia gets around a lot of protections like that. Which is insane and annoying if you're on the receiving end, but it is what it be.
But I mean, I've come to like, I like the interactive style of Levia. Like, I mean, I definitely mained Melga back in BT9. I haven't played it at a locals yet with this new set, but like, I don't know. It just feels very reminiscent of BT9 Melga, which don't get me wrong, I had a lot of fun with, but it just felt very much like once I do my thing. It was a red deck. Yeah, once I do my thing, it's like I don't really interact with my opponent, which isn't as fun for me as I would want it to be.
It was a blue deck that was just disguised, or it was a red deck disguised as a blue deck, rather.
Yeah.
It's pretty much how it felt.
As we see here, Josh doing Garuru things. You know, turn 2 already with a Garuru out, swings jamming. Will pitch a card to restand, hits a Biting Crush, which does end up popping it.
Yep.
Which is good value for stack. You know, pitches a Levia X, so now we get the delay in effect. So could potentially do some things here. And Josh passes overturn with a mat just to kind of find some pieces. So stack could potentially do some stuff here depending on what's in his hand. We'll see if he can do a little something something. Does have the Waru Sidra. Doesn't look like he has the X-Antibody, however, so can't go into Levia X. Which is unfortunate, because otherwise he'd be sitting pretty at like a 3-check Levia X that Josh really wouldn't have much of a response to without anything on board.
Yeah.
But decides to pass turn with a Siako. Still has a turn kind of to fidget with to see if he can do anything. But if Josh chokes him to 1, which he does, that's going to be a little bit rough. We'll just have to see what Stack can do here. Decides to hatch and then goes into the Garuru to draw 1 and pitch 1. Decides to pitch a Waru Sidra. And then I think now Josh is going to be allowed to do Garuru things once again. The fact that you can choke Garuru to 1, and if they have 1 mat and can go into Garuru X and go straight up to 3 and then go into a level 5 is just fucking crazy, dude.
It's gross. And the other thing too is the fact that their aggression starts at 5. They don't have to wait to get to level 6 before they can start popping off. They hit 5. They're just good to start
especially
popping.
with this particular level 5 here.
Yeah. With this new Wear X, is so good. He is such a lifeblood for the deck.
7th Lightning does come out, but unfortunately fizzles because it doesn't hit a level 5.
Yep.
And here, I mean, at this point, Josh has a lot of different options. He has the Omni in hand, so he really just has to survive another turn. Does get lost in the sauce a little bit.
Yeah. A bit of a misplay here. He doesn't have Metalgarurumon or X-Antibody in sources, so he should not have been able to bounce.
Ultimately, I don't know if it will do a whole lot, but I mean, it possibly could. We do see Stack straight Evo into Levia X. Does end up popping the mat, and then bottom decks the 7th Lightning to kill the Stack, which is, you know, not bad. Josh ends up just searching with a Gabu, picks up the Melga, and then just warps straight into it, essentially stunning the Levia X, which is rough.
Yeah, that is a really crazy play that you can do now with it. It's a really good defensive option. Like, it's an insanely good defensive option.
Yeah. And then Stack
7th Lightning and
goes biting fresh, thinking he can kill the Stack, but then realizes he has evade, and then essentially ends up just passing turn, and then I think they're just trying to hash it out here.
Yeah, which is like, I don't know why Stack questioned it. It's evade. It's just you play card suspend, card unsuspend, card good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of how it goes, unfortunately.
But I think an absolute just kind of showcase of the new BT-15 Melga. Obviously, this is full power Melga prior to the restriction list that's going to take into effect in about a week and a half now, or a week. But even then, though,
less than
a week. I think come Friday, the ban list is truly like officially into effect. So I mean, like I said, the deck right now is absolutely busted, and you pointed this out when we first recorded it too. Like, the deck is going to be slowed down come Friday when you see the Gabu X and the Guru X be hit, just because you can't be willy-nilly with your protections anymore. And the fact that you lose Buka as well, I think also kind of forces you to utilize those protections probably a little bit earlier than you would if you were to have jamming, because with Buka, you're basically like having protections just when your opponent's trying to swing into you. Now you could potentially lose that protection source like as you're swinging, so you do have to be a little bit careful there. But I mean, even then though, like, the deck is still straight up gas.
yeah. It's, you just run the blue base now, and it's still very good. It does not, like, well, yes, it's rough, you know, that you lose the build expression that you had available before. It's still Melga.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the deck is still going to be around. Levia also will still be around. A little bit of a rougher showing on Stack's end just because of how fast Melga was going, but I mean, get used to seeing these two decks. That's for sure. They're gonna be swimming around for the foreseeable future.
Yep, I agree, 100%.
But that does wrap up this round here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. thank you all for tuning in once again. We appreciate all the support. As I said, as we both have said earlier, you know, another plug-in for the box tournament. We really hope this event goes smoothly for everybody involved, you know, whether it's run for 6 people, 8 people, or run for the full 64. We don't really care. We just want to kick this off in a good way and have this event for the community. So, you know, if you are interested in playing or just want to play for the fun and the heck of it, you know, please feel free to sign up and check the event out. We're really looking forward to it, so hopefully you guys are too. And we look forward to seeing some of you there. And on that note, we look forward to seeing you on some of our other videos. We are excited to kind of keep doing more content for y'all and keep the channel growing. So hopefully you'll continue to be a part of it, and we'll catch ya on that flippy flip. Bye bye.